Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I've been having a play with Free as a Bird today. I know I've done it once before, but I didn't use the stamp, I don't think. I just love this set. I love the paper, I love the paper pumpkin. Everything that's been with this is just absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, it's just a beautiful set. And I think this is one that's going to stay with me forever. I don't think these birds are just the cutest little things in the planet. So I've been having a go at a bit of rip and tear again. You know me, I love that sort of stuff. I think I've got a bit of a blur going on with my birds because, look, can you see it slightly? I had a bit of a shake, so it destroyed my pictures. But it didn't mind at the time because I thought, well, it's just going to add some depth to it. So I tore the paper then, added it on, and then I sponged it while it was on because I like the fact that it's given me extra depth on the outside of this card as well. Added a beautiful flower gem and some sequins, and the thank you was from the paper pumpkin. I love that font. And then I just stamped a little, I die cut a little birdie to put in the inside. I've already got loads of die cuts. You don't need to sit and watch me do it all again. So I've got one ready for the inside of this card. It's going to be a quick and simple one. This is from the paper pumpkin as well. Love it. And I think it wouldn't matter which way round, apart from when we come to sponge. I'm going to try and tear so it stays on the same width as the card. I try to anyway. So that's my card base, 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. Just folding and burnishing it in half. It's so simple to do. And I find if you use your Stampin' Up! Trimmer, lift the arm up, put this against that little ridge and then pull this over, you get the perfect join as well. I used to do that quite a bit. And I love to burnish both sides of my card. Keep it nice and flat. So you can see that it's joined up beautifully, and no matter which way round I have the card, whoops, and start flinging it over the place. It doesn't matter which way round I have the card, it's all joined up beautifully. So this time, because the bird is looking that way, I'm just going to glue that into the centre of the back there on this bottom left hand corner, not the centre, sorry. So I've done a couple of bonus videos lately and I'm really enjoying those because I am quite away in front. So if there's anything I can do and it's a quick card, I like to pop it on as a little bonus for you. I mean, I could keep them private until I had nothing less to release, but I don't see the point. I do keep myself occupied quite a lot with my stamping, and I do post it every single day. That is absolutely beautiful. Now, I use my Daffodil Delight to blend. You could go over this image if you wanted to. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to save that for the front of the card. Well, I'll keep that out just for a moment. Right, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to decide. I think I might keep the yellow because I love that. I think it's beautiful. And I've just got the Daffodil Delight, which is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. The DSP is 3 3/4 by 5.5, just that tiny little border all the way round. I wonder if that would look nice. Because we've got birds there already, I'm just going to go back and attach this. And I'm loving that it's blended on the back. And that you can have these feet up or down. It's entirely up to you. They look birds' prints. So it's a shame to cover up. But someone's got to do it. I got my sheets out that I'd already used as cut downs and then decided which way the pattern was running and cut a rook of these. So I got 6 from this one sheet. Some are going that way and some are, these are landscape and the others are portrait. And so it always depends on which way your card is running as well. So I'm giving myself a tiny little border all the way round. And lovely, absolutely lovely. We're going to attach that to our card. can relax now. My glue's here. I love it. Still getting a lot of people asking what glue is it and where is it from. It's art glitter glue. It's made in the USA, and I had this from a lady in. I had that one from a company called Craft Obsessions here in the UK, but they're still out of stock. So the last 4 bottles I bought from a lady in Holland called Emma's World. I think her name's Lucinda, and Emma's World is her daughter, I think. But it took a while to come because she didn't have enough in stock, because both me and a friend of mine ordered 4 bottles each. So she probably had them in the stock, but not 8 bottles. So she waited until the new stash come in and then delivered this to us. That is gorgeous. So whilst we've got ink out, I'm going to stamp my thank you, and I'm just directly doing it onto the paper. I mean, we don't do that very often. We normally have it on white cardstock with a banner and a piece of card behind it. Why not just stamp it onto your card? So I'm going to roughly keep this in the middle. I love that font. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm just going to pop it as straight as can be just down on my card, and just give it a couple of seconds to soak into the cardstock. Beautiful. What's more nicer than that? It's just plain, it's simple, it's beautiful, it's there, it's to the point. It's everything you want to say. So get it on, I say. Give it a good wipe. I'm quite anal when it comes to my stamps. So let's set that to one side. I've got a piece of Whisper White. Doesn't matter what size, as long as it's the same width of your card. I'm going to stamp relatively close to the bottom, just enough for me to have a tear line, and then I can save this section up top for something else. I do love this set. You could scatter some flowers around if you wanted to, but I think just those little birds on their own just say it for me. So I'm keeping it about an inch, well, about a half an inch from the bottom, but relatively in the middle, because I want the extra paper on either side to be torn. Just let it have contact with the ink and the paper for a few seconds. You get a clean, a crisp image that way. Loving it. So give that just a couple of seconds to dry. Doesn't take long. Sometimes it's quite instant. I just like to clean my stamps as we go along because I've got OCD and I can't stand mucky things. Even though you might see my hands some days absolutely stinking, it's just that I'm enjoying myself while I'm stamp crafting. I mean, you could tear this now. You could just colour and then tear. I'm going to be using the dark and the light Early Espresso, which is with this set as well. I'm going to be using just the dark and the light, sorry, of Old Olive. And I'm going to use dark and light Daffodil Delight. I'm keeping this colours quite simple. And for the flowers, I'm going to have a hint of pink. So I'm going to use the dark petal pink. Again, it all coordinates with this stamp set. So I'm just going to draw a line across the top here in the dark. It will fade after a little bit. This is because there'll be shadow under where the birds are standing. Just beautiful. That was that one. Over and done with, quick as a flash. And most of this I'm going to use the small nibs because it's more controlling and you get less chance of a bleed, because sometimes these can be quite juicy on the brush tip and you can get a bleed, so it goes over your lines, and I certainly don't want to do that. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Also, what I did with the light, I just went over the dark bits on the birds, then I went back over and do it again with the dark of the yellow, but it just adds to the tone. I'll show you in a minute. I'm only doing it light, I'm not pressing too hard, and I'm just going where those lines are that Stampin' Up have put in. Just absolutely beautiful. And I'm basically just drawing lines faintly. I'm not pressing on really hard or anything. So that's the dark done. And then I'm going to get the dark of the Daffodil Delight and do the same now over those bits. Make them slightly wider than the brown lines. So like more or less overtaking, if you know what I mean. So just bring your lines down a little bit further than those. You see now it makes it blend the two colours together and gives that extra darkness where you need it. I'm not sticking to the norm there. I've just gone a little bit wider so you can see. And then when we go over with the light, it will pull all those colours in together. Again, just pulling, drawing lines. You can keep this out if you want, just in case you fancy going a bit darker. And then we're going to add this beautiful paler tone. And we're going to blend in those colours together. Just move them about. And because it's alcohol, you get that beautiful blend of colours between the two. The nib is starting to go on this. And I'm just going over with the light twice. I mean, you could stop there, but I think it just adds a bit more realistic look by going over twice, building up that colour. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going back to the light AliExpress, and I forgot to do their little beaks. I'm just having a little brown beak on them. You could colour these any colour you want. You could have them all different colours. I just wanted to stick with the yellow because it's giving me what I want. So I'm just going to go back in again. I can just see a few areas I want to touch it. I'm doing it with the light. That's no good, is it? It needs to be done with the dark, Gaynor. Okay. That's better. I need to come back in with the dark. That's it. I'm just getting some extra tones in then. I'll show you in a minute. It looks beautiful. Bit of a more realistic feel to it now. Love it. Look at those beautiful birds. Aren't they gorgeous? Just so delightful. So this is this the dark? Yes, this is the dark of the petal pink. And it's just to add a little bit of subtleness on the flowers. I'm not adding shade to these, there's no point because this is such a subtle colour. I don't really think you can define the two, especially with something as small as this flower. So just so cute. Oh my gosh, and I've missed his wing. I just spotted that then. Let me just grab my Daffodil Delight. Yeah, it's not a leaf, it's part of his wing, I think. Beautiful. And if it's a leaf, then it's a leaf. But nobody will know. So I'm just drawing lines. Nothing spectacular. Because the leaves are slightly bigger, you can afford to go in with the dark and the light on these. Oops, missed one. Love it. And then we can go over with the light, just filling them in the gaps. Oh, I love it. So cute. And if you've got the paper pumpkin stamp set, you could use a few of those speckles on there if you wanted to. I have just done so many speckles on those other cards, but I think I'll just leave that quite plain. And what I didn't do on the other card, I'm going to do it on this one, is I normally go round anything with my light blends, and I think I'm going to do it this time on this one. Even though we're going to blend the yellow, I think this will just make it pop off the page a little bit more. So just go around all your images. Because this is in the colour set as well. Just going, oh, I've missed a leaf there, look. Oh, my belly's rumbling. And I've had food. We had minted lamb chops for tea. Oh, they were beautiful. Doesn't that look pretty? I'll hold it up in a sec. Beautiful. Right, forgot my leaf. Just one of them. I can't have that now, can we? She says, trying to get her pen out. There it is, just that one there. Perfect. Love it. And now you can see the subtleness of the blue. Can you see that if I come a bit closer? You see how subtle that is? It just makes it all pop off the page. In real life, with the naked eye now, looking down on that, that is just gorgeous. So, I'm going to start to tear this now. I'm just pulling it towards me. And I'm going to go in the shape of those birds. Just beautiful. And I'm going to do it this side this time. So that rough look is on the bottom bit of the card. Don't be afraid. I mean, I can use that just by cutting it off on a different project. I'm not going to leave all that to go to waste. I've got all that to use on something else. And then we don't need to these bits. Right, I need a scrap of paper. I'm just going to check on my card. See how I've done it? I've ripped the sides on this one as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I might leave it so it joins right across the page. I might take a slither off so you can still see the yellow border. So I am going to pull that down. I'm going to take this off to 5 5/8. No, I'm not. 5 3/4. Let me just check. Oh, I like that better. I like that it's going from the edges, and I'm still going to get to see the yellow. Love that. That looks a bit, mind you, it does help if you straighten your card up. That's it. See how that looks beautiful? I like that. I like it with the edges not torn. You could have, you know, you can do whatever you like. I'm grabbing my old olive, Daffodil Delight even. Oh, it's brain mush time. And then I'm also going to do it whilst it's on the card, so I get that blended look on the back of here as well, because it's almost, you know, it's all been blended anyway. But I just don't want to go too far. It just looks so summery as well on the back. And at this time of the year, when the birds are laying their eggs, hatching their young, how better to just, this set is just beautiful. So I'm going to give it a light coating for now. Pop that to one side just whilst we attach. Love it. So Kina, make sure that's on the edge this time. And I think that gives me a little bit, that is perfect. And look at the stretch of that now. I think I prefer that one with the non-torn edges than I do with the torn edges. I love it. So I'm just gonna, you could do it on dimensionals if you want, but post wise I think this would be a little bit more economical. I'm putting plenty on because I don't want it to dry instantly. And I want it roughly in the middle. So that's it, it's got it right on that line now for me, so give that a little burnish. Perfect. We've put the bird inside already, absolutely stunning. So while it's on the card now, I'm just going to dib some more. And I'm not basically doing any on the white, I just want to do it on the yellow, if you know what I mean. So it looks like I've blended it on the yellow. Just to give me that rich, deep colour. I am going along the edge a little bit more, but I'm basically just colouring the DSP. I know we're filling those feet in white, but I don't care, I love it. And just darkening that edge beautifully. I love that. I love that darker edge. I mean, just to go down the side even, without touching the bottom card. Oh, I love that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Let's get rid of that strap. Oh, I love that better. Isn't that beautiful? I love the torn edges. Grab your dauber. You know, if you've got bits you want to lift off, or you can. Just finish the edge. That's beautiful. So, and I'm going to grab another one of those beautiful flower charms. Just stunning. I think I'll have to order more of these. I am loving these. And I'm going to pop. I'm going to have it on this side this time. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to pop that there. Just so beautiful. And then I've got some little rhinestones. And I'm going to be using these bright yellow ones from the Tutti Frutti pack that when it came out. If you've got any left, use them. They're just divine. So I'm going to have 2 next to this one. And I'm going to fill them in with gems. You know me, I don't like the centre showing. I don't know what it is, I don't like to see a hole in them. And yet sequins are supposed to have holes. But you can fill them in. And then this time, I'm going to pop random 3 more. Just down this corner instead of all on the same level. And again, I'm just going to fill them in. Oh, I can pick them up. Fill those holes in with little gems. We all like a bit of bling on a card. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. That is so pretty. Oh, I love the fact that that one we did have a boo-boo. No, it's not even a boo-boo because we call it ghosting sometimes, ghost stamping, where you lift off and move it slightly and then pop it back down. That was an happy accident, but I'm loving that. I'm just going to grab my Winker Stella. I didn't do it on this one, but I'm going to do it now. I'm just going to add a little dot just to each flower. And the same on this one. Just to add a little bit of sparkle. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. And I torn a card on a high tide card I did, and oh, I got such a great response from that. And I was thinking to myself, what haven't I done in ages? So do their little beaks. Absolutely gorgeous. And if you wanted to add another little bit of a contrast, you could use your, where's my chalk area? Little chalk pen, I love this. And, you know, just add some dots. Or you can go back and fill over those white bits. It's very subtle, this pen. And just add some more back in. I don't think you have to, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I'm so tempted to do. I'm just going to add a dot to each of the flower. Can't see that. I think that one's slightly darker and I love that. Love it. That is so pretty. I was going to put some dots on here, but they're not showing up that brilliantly. No, they're not. Never mind. But there we go. I'm keeping it just the way it is. You could add ribbon at this stage if you want to, or some linen thread. I don't. That reminds me of someone torn off a piece of paper and they're looking through a window, a broken window, at that beautiful sight of those gorgeous birds. And they got this gorgeous one inside. You could go round with your blue pen, but then you're risking staining the back. But I love that. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the one that's torn around the edge, or do you want... I like that one. I think that one is absolutely gorgeous. I love them both, but I think that one adds a little bit more class. But there you go. There's my lovely little free as a bird thank you card. I love making thank you cards. Love it. But there you have it. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. There's a wee little button down here in this left hand corner. I really love it if you press that. And the little bell straight away as well. That way you'll get notified of all future videos. I do post every single day, so come and see what I make tomorrow. Until next time, thank you for watching. Love you all. Bye.